Chapter 4. Echoes Between Worlds.
Dave, you'll miss lunch.
His sister's voice cut sharply through the dream like a blade through silk. The forest dissolved in an instant. The necklace flared once in his palm before vanishing into smoke, leaving only the weight around his neck. With a strangled gasp, Dave opened his eyes to daylight pouring through his bedroom window. His chest heaved, every breath burning like he'd sprinted for miles. At the door stood Nkem, arms crossed, her scowl softened by the faintest curve of worry at her lips.
You're impossible. Mom said you've been tossing and turning all night again. Now come on.
The food will finish if you keep acting like a corpse. Dave wiped his forehead with the back of his hand. Sweat still clung to him. His eyes darted downward, and though his fingers brushed only a plain t-shirt, there was no mistaking the weight pressing gently against his collarbone. Orla, the necklace from the dream. Only now, it was real. He shoved the thought down, rolling out of bed with deliberate slowness.
Yeah, I'll be down in a sec.
Nkem studied him for a moment, then shrugged.
Don't blame me if you come down and find only crumbs.
The door clicked shut. Silence returned. Dave pulled the chain free from under his shirt. The bronze-like band shimmered faintly in the morning light, etched with strange, curling symbols that shifted when he wasn't staring at them directly.
Erimafor,
He whispered. The words tasted like fire and ash. The symbols pulsed once, like a heartbeat. His breath caught. It wasn't a dream. Before we proceed, if this reveal has just caught your attention, take a moment to press the like button. It helps this story reach more listeners like you. The day moved like honey, slow, sticky, dragging behind him. At lunch, Dave barely touched his food, pushing beans and rice around his plate. At school, teachers droned about equations and codes, their voices distant and muffled. The only thing sharp in his awareness was the necklace hidden beneath his collar. Shen noticed first.
Bro, you look like you've been haunted. Don't tell me you watched that Hollywood horror marathon.
Dave forced a laugh.
Something like that.
Shen shook his head.
Nah, this is different. You didn't sleep. And you keep touching your neck.
Dave's hand froze mid-motion. He pulled it back slowly.
I'm fine. Uh-huh, fine. Just don't bring any curses to my house.
Dave smiled, but inside his chest, his heart drummed like a trapped bird. That night, exhaustion dragged him under fast, and the moment his eyes closed, he was back. The plain stretched endlessly, starless and bare. The crumbling hut stood closer now, its roof sagging beneath unseen weight. Smoke curled lazily from its doorway. The ground beneath his feet hummed with a rhythm that felt disturbingly like a heartbeat. He knew the voice would come.
child of two worlds.
Dave spun. Igwe Kaala stood before him again, draped in regalia woven from starlight and soil. His eyes blazed, wrathful, weary.
You return. Good. Orla has chosen well.
Dave grabbed the bracelet.
This thing, why is it here when I wake up? Do not call it a thing. It is memory. It is covenant. Bound to what? I didn't agree to this. Whether you agree or not, your blood carries two songs. Now, the veil thins.
The plain trembled. Distant screams echoed, low, mournful, not quite human.
No, this isn't real. It's just a nightmare.
The Igwe's gaze hardened.
Do your nightmares leave scars on your skin?
Dave's hand drifted to his forearm. The welt was still there, warm, real. His breath hitched as the truth closed in. This wasn't just a dream. If you're still listening right now, it means this story has pulled you in. To hear what happens next, subscribe now so you don't miss the next chapter. The ground beneath Dave shifted. Bedroom and void, classroom and forest, waking and dreaming, folding into one. The boundaries he had trusted all his life were tearing open. The bracelet against his chest pulsed once, warm, alive.
Dave!
His eyes flew open. His bedroom ceiling stared back at him. The hum of the vac system filled the air. But around his neck, Orla remained. Before this chapter ends, tell me this in the comments. Do you think Dave is awakening or losing control? I want to hear your thoughts. Chapter 5. The Weight of Waking. Morning arrived without mercy. Dave sat on the edge of his bed long after the alarm stopped ringing, elbows on his knees, staring at the floor like it might explain what was happening to him. The room felt smaller than usual, tighter, like it was holding its breath. Around his neck, Orla rested warm against his skin, not glowing, not moving, just present. He lifted it slowly, studying the etched symbols. They no longer shifted when he stared at them. Instead, they seemed settled, as though they had always belonged there.
Okay? You're real. I get that.
The bracelet did not respond, but his chest tightened anyway. At breakfast, Dave barely spoke. His mother moved between the kitchen and the dining table, humming softly as she served plates. Nkem watched him over the rim of her cup, suspicion written plainly on her face.
You're quiet.
She said finally.
I'm tired, sir.
You've been tired for days. Dave nodded, pushing food around his plate. School stuff. His mother glanced at him. Don't let school eat you alive, Dave. Nothing is worth your peace. The words struck deeper than she knew. If you've ever felt like something was happening to you that you couldn't explain, tap the like button now. You're not alone in this story. On the walk to campus, the city felt wrong. Sounds came sharper, colors felt louder. Even the hum of passing drones vibrated faintly through his bones. Every system, every signal, every moving piece of technology felt close, like it could hear him. Dave flexed his fingers, unsettled. What is happening to me? He whispered. In class, Professor Lin's voice blurred into noise. Dave's attention drifted, not outward, but inward. Behind his eyes, symbols flickered, faint but persistent. Not images, meanings, connections forming without effort. His neural-linked holopad activated on its own, projecting streams of glowing, flowing script into the air above it. The patterns traced themselves as if guided by his thoughts. He didn't remember deciding to write. When the lecture ended, Shen leaned over, peering at the floating symbols hovering above the pad.
Bro, what language is that?
Dave froze. He looked down. The holopad shimmered, each symbol precise, elegant, and unfamiliar, shifting subtly as if alive. Yet somehow, he understood them perfectly. Dave deactivated the pad with a swipe, collapsing the projections into a thin ribbon of light. Just notes. Shen raised an eyebrow. Those better not be demon notes. Dave forced a laugh, but his hands trembled. Between classes, Dave ducked into an empty stairwell, heart pounding. He prepared to feel briefly in front of him, breathing hard. This is getting worse, he whispered. The bracelet warmed in response. Not hot, not painful, reassuring, almost encouraging. A memory surfaced, not his own, a voice layered over another voice. Ancient, calm. To resist is to fracture. To listen is to align. Dave swallowed. No, he said aloud. I don't even know who you are. The warmth lingered anyway. If you want to understand Orla's voice with Dave, make sure you're subscribed. The next chapters go deeper and darker. By evening, exhaustion clung to him like a wet cloth. Dave lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling as twilight bled into night. He didn't want to sleep. Sleep meant the Igwe. Sleep meant answers he wasn't ready for. But resistance was useless. The pole came softly this time. When his eyes closed, he didn't fall. He slid. He stood at the edge of a vast stone platform suspended in darkness. Below him, faint lights flickered like distant stars. Above, nothing. Igwe Kaala emerged from the shadows. You feel it now, the Igwe said. The weight of waking. Dave clenched his fists. You're changing me. You were never untouched, the Igwe replied. You were only unaware. I didn't ask for this, the Igwe said gently. But your blood remembers. The bracelet pulsed once. Dave's voice dropped to a whisper. What happens if I refuse? The Igwe's eyes dimmed. Then the worlds will still collide. only without you standing between them. Silence stretched. Dave's heart hammered. He woke with a gasp. Night pressed against his window. His room was dark, quiet, but something had changed. Dave sat up slowly. For the first time, he wasn't afraid. He was terrified and curious. The weight around his neck felt heavier now, not with danger, but with responsibility. Before this chapter ends, tell me in the comments, would you accept this power or run from it?